Have you ran into problems when you're trying to plan out what you're going to be doing for your trip, and what to use and things that go wrong, how to fix them and things like that? We've had all these problems, and we are going to share some of those things with you in today's video. Hey everyone, this is David with Tigner Adventures, and this is our next video in our series of question and answers on trip planning. Now, I want to kind of explain that just a little bit. A lot of people think, oh, you're just trying to sell a certain product or whatever. No, we are doing a series here on question and answers when it comes to trip planning, things that you do with your trip as far as talking to other RVers, apps that we use on our phone, how we come up with a lot of the places that we stay, and then that's how we plan out our trip. So all those different things we kind of roll together, and we're going to be talking about those in this series. Now, the main product that we use for the actual planning of our trip is Trip Wizard by RV Life. And the reason we do that is we have now been full-time we're going on 8 years. We have been using RV Life for just over 6 years now. And we've tried all kinds of different things out there, and I continually look at new things. People tell me about something new, so I go look at that, trying to compare. And I have to tell you that Trip Wizard by RV Life, in my opinion, is the Cadillac of all trip planning software. And it works so well that's why we use it, and we put all our stuff in there. But it doesn't have everything, and it does have issues, just like everybody, right? There's nothing out there that's perfect, and there's nothing out there that does everything. That's why we kind of go through a lot of different things. We want to kind of answer the questions that you have, and we also are asking for your participation. So if you could just take a minute and put a comment below on things that you're having issues with, or something that you'd like to see us cover within these series of videos to help you out as far as your trip planning goes. We've worked a few different shows for RV Life, and we had one person come up to us, and they looked at our video that we did for our last trip this last summer, 14,000 miles. And we covered, I don't even count how many states now. I don't remember how many states, but we covered a lot of states. We went all the way over to Newfoundland, and they said, there's no way that you did it that cheap. Well, we did. Those are our actual numbers. We're being completely transparent with everything that we do here. We're not trying to pull the wool over anybody's eyes. And so those are things that we are sharing with you as to how we do those things to make it so that we can travel out. We're on a fixed income, and I think that most of you probably are also. And so we just budget a certain amount of money, and then that's what we end up traveling around on. So that's what this whole series is about, and so hopefully this will help you out. Because we do use RV Life, and we've really loved them and everything, we've chose to use them in this video series, but they're not sponsoring this video series. So I just want to make sure you're aware of that. I mean, we're trying to be they're not telling us what to do or whatever here. We're trying to do the things that you need and what we need to want to share with you and things like that. But we are affiliates of them, and the reason that we've been doing this we're doing this series is because we've used it so long. We know what works and what doesn't. But because we're affiliates, then we do make a little bit of money if you happen to sign up. So if you are not a member of RV Life yet, then we would hopefully you can look at these things, and if this is something that you really like, we're not telling you have to do this, but if you are going to want to sign up with this and everything, if you use this code right here, this will save you 25% on your first year's registration. So it's a win-win for you, and it's a win for us. We end up with a few extra bucks on that. So we do appreciate all the support that all of you guys give us on our channel, and that kind of support is just watching this video, also giving us some comments and telling us other things that you want to cover. Now, the things that we're covering right now in this video are things that we've been picking up from visiting with people and doing the different shows. And so let's just jump right in there, and let's start with the very first one, because I had this problem right off as we started to plan out our trip for this coming summer. We're still kind of up in the air as to what we're doing, but we're starting to move around for the summer. So this is our summer 2025 trip, and this is the problem that we have. I think, you know, because I'm doing so many changes at once, that sometimes the software may get a little confused. And so I ran across this issue here, and I wanted to show you how I fixed this in case you run across the same thing, because it's an easy fix. But if you look here on my map, I've just been playing around. Still don't really know what we're doing this summer, but I've just been throwing a bunch of things out here just to kind of get some ideas. And right now I have this limited down to just staying at 1,000 Trails, because we picked up 1,000 Trails membership. So we're just kind of jumping around to all these different 1,000 Trails. And if you look right here, if I zoom in right here, this over here on the right, I'm at this fairgrounds in Eureka, California. And then I go down to this 1,000 Trails in Russian River, or Clovedale, California. And then the next one I go to is Immigrant Gap, and then I'm heading over to St. George. And I don't know what is going on here, but it's routing my visit here from this one here at Eureka. So I've you know, added extra ones here. It should just be taking this little route here. If I zoom in here, this is Truckee. This is the main interstate. This is I-80 going across here. And there is no reason to, you know, for that to be that way. And if I go up here and I change my trip settings, because I've run into this before, and I normally avoid tolls. If I say save that so there's no tolls, then all of a sudden it's routing it correctly. So now it's routing here to Reno. Now I know that's not a toll road, it's an interstate, and so it's kind of weird. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how I fix that. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back to avoid tolls. I'm going to save that so it looks kind of weird here. And then what I did was, so let's zoom back in here again so you can see that it's basically routing me around this whole section here. So it's really lost. It doesn't know what it's doing. So if I go down here to trip tools, and I go down to the bottom here and I say copy this trip, and I'm just gonna make up a name right now. So I'll just say fixed trip, okay? And I'm gonna copy that, and this will go through. I'm gonna save it. So basically all the information that was there is the same information that I had before. Okay, I'm not changing anything. All I'm doing is making a copy of the trip. But now if you look at the trip right here, you can notice that it is now routing me correctly. A small bug, things show up sometimes like this when I'm planning. And so, you know, it's easy to, if it gets lost like that, it's easy just to fix it by just copying the trip. So what I do typically is I would rename the trip that I'm on, and then I would save that name and then copy it and put my original name back in again. And then I just continue on planning with that version. So normally this would be called summer. Right here now it's saying fixed trip, but it would normally be called summer 2025 trip. And then I would just continue on planning as I was doing before. It's like it goes through and rebuilds all the pointers so it works right. And I haven't figured out a way to do that any other way than what I've just showed you right here. This is how we corrected this problem. But again, I just want to reiterate that, you know, as I'm moving around and I run into problems, the other problem I've ran into is when I go to navigate somewhere with my GPS, and I'll say, hey, I want to go to here, and I say start, and then it says, okay, you've arrived. And it's like, I haven't even left yet. So somehow the pointers got messed up. So by doing that trip copy thing like I just did, that fixes that problem too. So what I do quite regularly is we're making changes every day pretty much of the whole summer that we were out last year. And so as we're making those changes, it's good to make a backup anyway. So I always go into the trip settings. I rename the trip to a backup copy, and I copy that name, rename it to a backup copy, and then I actually copy the trip and put on my original name again. So it always says summer 2025 trip. So I'm always running off of that name, but you know, I'm making different backups. And some people ask, well, how many copies can you have? Well, I don't know, because I have a lot of them out there and I have never ran into a problem. So just like with the software itself, you can make, you know, create unlimited trips, you can create unlimited stops. You know, it's basically all based on your memory. At some point, I'm going to find the limit, but I haven't found it yet. And I got a ton of stuff out there. I probably should go out there and clean it out. But you know, it's just like your email, right? I mean, we got thousands of messages in our email I haven't even looked at for a long time. I probably should clean that up. But anyway, I'm just saying that it's better to make backups. And if you do it that way, then everything gets reset every time and you don't have to worry about it. I don't know what kind of a deal that is, or bug, or if it's really considered a bug, I guess, whatever. Something's not getting reset, and this really takes care of that. So the next thing I wanted to cover is I wanted to talk about another app on my phone that I use quite often. So if you look right here, here's some more RVing apps that I actually use. The one in the top left corner here is Nomads Near Me. I really like this one. If I click on that, it opens this up and it shows me individuals that I'm friends with, and that way I can see where they're at. If I arrow down here a little bit, you can see here's all the badges I've earned. This is all the different states we've gone to. We've now covered all of them except for this one right, where is it? Alaska. I don't see it on there right now, but we haven't covered Alaska yet. So that's not on there. These are the badges I've earned, so that's why it's not on there yet. But anyway, these are all the individuals that we're friends with around the country. And if I click on this little bottom area here that says friends, then it actually brings up the list of friends that are close to me, and I can start seeing, you know, where people are in the country as I go across here. Now, I don't have a lot of friends turned on right here. That doesn't mean I don't have friends, but you can see that I have some that are fairly close, and that allows me to reach out to them if I happen to be in the same area. And one of the cool things about this, and the reason you're not seeing everything, is because you can also turn the settings on and off if you don't want to use this. So if I go into this little thing up here at the top and I go into settings, then I can go off grid, and I can say how many days I want to be off grid, you know, so it's very customizable, and that way, you know, I can go off grid and just be hanging out somewhere and not worry about someone showing up, okay? And you can also specify how far you want, how close you want this to be. So it doesn't, it's not gonna be like right where you're at right now. It could be 5 miles from here, saying that that's about where you're at, okay? So that's one of the cool things about this software. It's very privacy oriented to help you out and things like that. But the cool thing is that I can actually send a message off to people, and I can do little chats and everything with them directly with all my friends. So I can kind of keep up what's happening and going on there and everything. So because of that, it works out really well. This there's a free version of this. You can also donate $20 for a subscription portion of it. There's no difference between the two that I've seen, but you know, it's good to be able to help support them and everything, and you can keep track of what's going on in your life. All right, that's one app. I've got a couple more I want to show you before we end here, and that is dealing with fuel for your rig and getting discounts. If you watched our videos for last year, you'll know that we got most of our fuel at Kroger gas stations. So those are Kroger stores, Smith's, Fry's, they're all over the country. We just use their app, and we could get up to $1.55 off per gallon of gas, and that's why our fuel was so inexpensive, you know, considering that Canada, the highest was $5.19, but before we went into Canada, our average price for fuel was less than $2 a gallon because we were using that app. Well, there's also Gas Buddy right here on the screen, and there's also Open Road. So because we're running a gasser rig at the time, we use Gas Buddy. And so what Gas Buddy does is it brings up all the gas things that are in your area that are, you know, what the prices are and everything. And you can say that I want to just find gas. And usually what I do is I go to the map, and then I can look and see what's going on in that particular area. Now, the problem with Gas Buddy is there's a couple of things. First of all, it's going to give you a discount of 3 cents unless you sign up for their other stuff. And I used to be signed up and pay them, but it really didn't make sense. You know, you weren't saving enough for the money that you were spending. I didn't think so. So we don't do that anymore. But you can save about 3 cents per gallon if you use Gas Buddy, and that comes directly out of your bank account. The problem with Gas Buddy is that the prices that you see here on the screen are ones that have been entered in by individuals. So if they don't enter one in, I don't know if I can find one that's not entered in. It looks like these are all entered in right here, but a lot of times what will happen is I'll be going down through here and I'll get to an area, especially someplace where there's not a lot of traffic, and they'll just be dotted lines there because they don't get the price filled in by individuals because nobody's really going there, and it times out after so much time. So that's kind of a problem with Gas Buddy, but that's one discount program you can use. The other one I wanted to show you now that we've moved over to a diesel rig is Open Roads. Now, Open Roads is a diesel program, so you can't do gas, and you have to go into the trucker lanes, which is good when you have a really big rig, long rig, whether you're a diesel pickup truck or a diesel pusher like we are, motorhome. You know, when you're really long, then those truck lanes are really handy and you know, a little easier getting in and out of. But if you do that, then you probably want to use this app, and this one here is called Open Roads. Again, it comes out of your bank account directly. Some people don't like that because you have to give them your social security number and things like that, but basically if they go to take it out of your account and you don't have money in your account, then they need to have some way to go to collections, and that's why they want that information from you. So but anyway, you can see that there's a number of different ones on here that you can go into. And so if you were to select Loves, for example, right here, the price that it's saying is at the pump is $388.9. The discounted price is $316.3. Now, I was talking to the Open Roads guy at the Escapees thing that we were at, and I was telling him, I says, okay, well, the Loves that I filled up at the time, I was just using this as an example, I said that it came in here and it said, you know, the price was $3 a gallon. And after I filled up and I got my actual settlement back from them, okay, which is different than what's on the pump, then when I divided that out, it came out to $3.07 a gallon. And so, you know, why doesn't that equal? And he says that's without the extra 10% fees and stuff on there. And so they are working to change that so you can see it with the fees applied or without the fees applied. So you'll have a little bit better idea, but you just need to understand that it may be off just a little bit. Open Roads is a real popular program among diesel individuals because of the savings that you can save, you know. And the difference between, like when I was using Kroger, for example, Kroger had a limit of 35 gallons. Open Roads doesn't. So, you know, our rig is 150 gallons, and if I fill up 150 gallons, I get this discount on all 150 gallons, which, you know, is a major deal compared to what I was getting with you know, Kroger. Because Kroger, I just get that $1.35 or $1.55 off for 35 gallons, and then once I went over 35 gallons, then I was paying full price again. So this works out kind of nice. So I like this. There's a couple other ones that we'll probably look into a little bit and kind of give you some updates on too, but this one here is a main one, and a lot of people have that. There are links in our description below where you can sign up with these different products. They're on our website, and they're worth looking into. They do actually do a lot for you, so, and can save you a lot of money. So and that's the key there. So anyway, that finishes, we're just going to finish up with that particular app there, and that's it for this question answer period. This is I'm enjoying doing these. I wish that I could get a little bit more input from you guys in the comment section. I have a lot of comments, you know, at the shows and things when we meet people and talk to them and things like that, and the questions they have. So that's what I'm kind of going over right now in these different videos, but I'm hoping that this will build up to be a two-way conversation here. So, you know, it's the key here is to help others out. And so those of you that know what's going on, or have, like, for example, open road, you already had that, you know, then, you know, throw those things out so that other people, especially people that are just starting out, have an opportunity to learn about those things instead of you know, waiting for a year or two before they find out about it from somebody that just happened to share it with them then. So anyway, put those comments in the description below. If you can, give us a like, you know, thumbs up, that would be real helpful too. You know, share this with your friends. Definitely tell us if there's other things we should be doing with this or whatever. We're dedicated to doing this once a month, so, you know, just plan on it being there, and then hopefully you'll help us out a little bit. So I definitely need some other people coming on board with this. So anyway, with that said, that ends this video. Thanks for coming along, and we'll just plan on seeing you down the road somewhere, and if not, we'll just see you on our next video. So take care.